Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Group Chat.
Yay.
Woo, woo, woo. We got a hell of an interview today.
Yeah.
Bags. You want to talk about bags? We got our friend Rob Gough. He is the purchaser of the $5.2 million Mickey Mantle baseball card.
Jeez.
So if you want to talk about bags, and Tim is out today. I'm guessing Tim boycotted.
Yes.
So Tim is picketing.
I told Rob's coming on. He goes, I'm not fucking there.
He's out. So Tim's boycotting this episode. But Rob, we talked about him in previous episodes. He purchased a Mickey Mantle baseball card for $5.2 million. So we're going to talk to him about the trading card world. We learned a lot about the trading card collectible world, NFTs. And then Rob also recently moved to Puerto Rico. So we're going to talk to him about that.
We might be heading to LAX after this episode.
Let me tell you what, he's a pretty good salesman.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it. Me and Anand, at least. Okay, that and many more things to talk about. Who is ready?
Me.
Let's go.
Cash.
Ladies and gentlemen, Group Chat.
Cash.
It's $1 trillion. Hot.
Rob, welcome to the pod.
Thanks for having me.
The
My
trading
first time
card.
here.
The trading card
King,
man.
I have so many questions for Rob.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest, Rob. I want to put this out there first. I didn't realize you were this rich.
That was exactly the first question I had.
Oh, my.
How rich are you, Rob, that you could buy a $5 million baseball card?
I mean, we were talking about the story first, and they're like, somebody bought this for $5 million. And I was like, oh, damn. And Dee was like, it's our boy. I'm like, who do I even know that's that rich? Rob. Oh, my gosh. Sorry, we had to start that way.
$5 million in an alternative asset class.
Yeah, it's not like he's buying gold bars.
It's not like he's buying Amazon stock. Like,
No.
you know?
Yeah. It's like a hobby investment.
So
It's
how
a good investment.
So how rich are you, Rob?
Oh man, I don't know.
Welcome to Group Chat.
Rich enough to be domiciled in Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
Yes. That's
I mean,
a whole
look at-
nother set of questions.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Rob, have you been a baseball card collector your whole life?
No, I did it as a young kid, probably around 7 years of age, and then I discovered girls and sports, and I stopped collecting. So I didn't get back into it till August of last year.
And what was the reason you jumped back in? Like, how did you even
dove cannonballed back in.
Yeah. You went from here's a bubble gum and a stick of baseball cards to let me buy the most expensive card ever.
Yeah, the prices were going crazy. I thought that, it would continue to do so. Rare assets, I felt like were going to rise in price, and they kept doing it. So I jumped in August. By the end of August, I was 10 million deep. And then and I just kept going. And then I ended up buying the card.
Oh, so you were doing smaller ones before. That wasn't your first big purchase.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, I was, August, I was buying so much I couldn't sleep. My house looked like a UPS shipment center. I was just so many packages coming into the house. It was crazy.
So I've obviously followed from afar. The card space during the pandemic went absolute bananas. I guess, what did you see in August that made you make the leap from, I'd assume, I don't know if you were buying 7-figure cards before the Mickey Mantle, or what made you decide to be like, okay, I'm going all the way in?
Well, honestly, initially some guys reached out and they said they were buying it. And I got up and I'm like, this is crazy. These guys are just Ponzi scheme. Who the hell is collecting baseball cards? This is nuts. I got off the phone, this Zoom call, and I told my girlfriend, and I was like, these guys, there's no way I'm ever doing this. And then basically there was a card dealer, and he said, hey, why don't you jump in and do a diversified box, and that's how you get started. And there was it was like a text chat. So I gave the guy $100,000. He gave me a diversified box, charged me a 10% dealer fee, upcharged me a little bit on the other stuff. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. But then you get these things in your hand, and I had a Michael Jordan rookie and a Larry Bird, Magic Johnson rookie, a Jackie Robinson 1948 Leaf, like all these kind of dope cards, and it kind of was like, oh wow, this is American history kind of. It's really cool, and then obviously the prices were just climbing so fast that I just started buying more. And as you buy more, it becomes addicting because you kind of want to collect more of it. And I just kept going.
Have you been able to flip any yet?
So I'm definitely long in the hobby. I think I'm about, I'm pretty break even as far as it's mostly free money now, except for maybe the mantle.
Wow.
And so why is that Mickey Mantle card worth so much? Who is Mickey Mantle?
Isn't that something on a fireplace?
I mean, the guy. So this is why. So 1952 tops. They changed the dimensions of cards. Before that, they were square. They were other kind of dimensions. So 52 tops was like such an iconic tops. It's their first time tops came out with the card. Mantle was a legend, massive player for the Yankees. And they threw out, people that had these cards, they didn't keep them in pristine condition. They put them in their bike spokes. They play these flip games. They throw them in the river when they had too many. So this particular card is just, it's the face of the hobby. I mean, it's the Mona Lisa of sports cards. And it to be this pristine condition, super rare and very valuable.
Do you know how many there is?
There's 6 9s and 3 10s. And there's 35 8s. So I have an 8 as well.
That's quality, or what's that?
Yeah, that's the how they're graded. So PSA is their grading company, and it's how they're graded. So like my PSA 8 is $1 million. I paid $386,000 for it. So it's it's about the pristine condition of it. But you look at the reason why I bought it. You look at the same time period, a LeBron James rookie, like a Topps Chrome, went from $1,000 to $40,000. So 40x. Michael Jordan rookie went from 10,000 to 400,000. All these cards were like 10, 20, 30xing. And this particular card, which is the face of the hobby, the most, this is the Mona Lisa of the sports card hobby. This one sold for $2.88 million 2 years before. So for me to buy it for less than half, I mean, it just made total sense.
Have you already gotten inbound to actually sell the card since you've purchased it?
That same week, I got an offer for $6 million. I got an offer for $8 million. I didn't take it, and then yesterday I talked to a company that fractionally they want to sell it from an NFT perspective. At this moment, I'm very long on sports cards, but if someone's got a big enough checkbook, maybe I make a flip.
Can you tell us where you keep it?
There's a vault in Oregon that I keep it. So it's specifically built for this kind of stuff. You don't want to put it on your wall because the pristine condition is so important. So you don't want to put it on your wall. The UV rays, obviously I live in a tropical climate. Maybe that will affect it and maybe turn it into a PSA 9 to a PSA 8. Now you're losing, a massive amount of money. But
you can be like MBS and put it on your boat.
Yeah.
Imagine on Rob's boat in Puerto Rico, he just has the Mona Lisa.
And do you believe, like, who are these people spending this kind of money? Like, is it just like wealthy individuals that there's just so much money out there for every asset class right now. And like baseball cards is just another asset class similar to art or crypto that all of a sudden people like yourselves are coming in and spending big money. Like when you're on the phone with someone that potentially would want something, who are they? Like what kind of people are you dealing with?
Well, it's honestly, it's beat the S&P 500 historically. So cards, even though I was out of the game and I didn't know about it, it was consistently having bigger returns than the S&P 500. So there's always been, I've got a 1916 Babe Ruth rookie that's, over $1 million. I mean, these cards have been around and collectors have been around for a long time. It's just, it hasn't really been mainstream. It's been, guys that maybe we didn't know about. And so now it's just the news is covering it and more people are coming in. But the guys that I'm talking to, business guys, had great exits or have big businesses, because I'm more dealing with, the higher end cards. Or just professionals that have bought in from a long time. One guy is a lawyer and he's got a great collection he's been buying over the past 30 years. Another guy, had a great exit and he's been buying for a long time. So, I deal with a lot of business guys just because, they've got the kind of cash to deal in the cards that I've got. But celebrities, athletes, there's lots of athletes getting into it. Post Malone is now a big collector.
Wow.
You've got a lot of people coming in, and that's my kind of thought is as more and more people come in, it's again, supply and demand. There's not so many supply and there's demand will increase. And, I look at athletes, they're all individual VCs. They make a phenomenal amount of money. They know the sports better than anybody. And as they come in, they'll be able to make bets on, hey, I know this guy's working his ass off in the off season, so I'm going to buy his cards because I think he's going to have a good season. The cards are going to spike. Or, hey, I'm going to bet on myself. I know I've been partying and I'm probably going to not do well. So let's dump my own stuff.
I've been at 11. Imagine a weekend in Miami and you're like, I'm going to short my car.
Yeah, you know what? All these guys, my whole team, I'm dumping.
For real.
I think a clear delineation from what I'm gathering, which makes it a little different than art, because the billionaires who buy the $100 million painting put it in their house.
Yeah.
They lend it to a museum. They do these things.
Yeah.
But if you can't hang your cards up and you have to put it in a vault to keep the pristine condition, then everyone's in the market as just a tradable asset versus having some other intrinsic value to it.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like is a little different.
Or do some people display them?
Yeah, some people display them. So this is my thoughts. So let's use the athlete example. So let's say, I come from Indianapolis, and let's say, I've got friends that I grew up with coming to my house. They're not going to know that I've got, $1 million Picasso on my wall. But if I've got a sneaker collection, let's say I'm signed by Jordan brand, and I'm like, come look at my sneaker collection, and look, I've got Michael Jordan's PSA 10 rookie card. There's only 315. The guy from Indiana, my friend that I grew up with, he's not going to care about a Picasso, but he's going to think it's cool to have the Michael Jordan rookie card, PSA 10, which there's only 315 of them, if he's interested in my sneakers. So I think the wealthy guy is kind of pivoting. Instead of being, it used to be just these old, rich guys that had big companies. Now you've got tons and tons of athletes making a great amount of money. You've got tons and tons of guys investing in shitty things like Dogecoin. And they don't appreciate, a Picasso on the wall as much as, oh, wow, that's really cool. Michael Jordan, I grew up with that guy. He's the man. So, I think that's where you're having a little pivot. And also, I'll tell you, I just had, some art shipped here, 7 pieces. To ship the art here, it cost me $25,000. To ship $20 million in baseball cards, I can throw it in my backpack, or I can, it's easy to transport or to sell. Art, if you want to sell it, you've got to have Christie's, ship it to them, inspect it, whatever. With a card, you just ship it to an auction company or eBay, and you're cashed within 7 days. So it's just, there's a lot of good things about it. But yeah, you're probably not going to stick it on your wall. I don't, but a lot of guys do. They make these cases that stick, that you can put all the cards on the wall and they display them. For me right now, I'm not going to, I'm just not going to put a $5 million card on the wall at the moment, or a $10 million card.
Yeah.
And then quickly, you're in Puerto Rico, which is known as a crypto safe haven. A lot of crypto folks moved to Puerto Rico, I think 5-6 years ago. I think it's called Crypto Billionaire Row or something. What's the overlap in crypto people in the card space?
Well, I don't know. I mean, they're definitely taking crypto now on buying cards and collectibles, but I don't know if they've got into it yet. The great thing is you buy a card and you sell a card and you make, let's say I sell for 10 million. You don't pay capital gains in Puerto Rico. If you move there. So that's, I'm saving 36% on that transaction. But I don't know.
Do you talk to, are a lot of the people that you talk to about cards also talking about crypto, or that's not so much?
Yeah, a lot of people, some people are pivoting or at least interested in NFTs. So, yesterday I launched an NFT on Rarible. It's inspired by the Mantle, but it includes a smart contract, So at the national convention for sports cards, one card gets you a dinner party with myself and whoever owns that NFT. Another one gets you a cocktail party with me and whoever owns that NFT. One of them, the one of one, I'll meet you at the vault and we have dinner and see the Mantle in person.
Are you paying
So-
for all these dinners? Who's paying for all these dinners?
I'm paying for these dinners.
Okay, so that's maybe I'll get one.
Might
should-
be
we
worth
should
it.
buy
Head down to
one.
the
Let's do
vault. Head down to the vault and have dinner with Rob.
Yeah.
Let's do it. That'd be incredible.
And like, so this convention, when's it happening?
At the end of July, it's in Chicago. So I've never been to a convention because I started collecting during COVID. So this will be my first. I'm going to go check it out. I mean, supposedly it's a blast and a lot of fun, and Lollapalooza is going on the same time, so it should be a good little weekend.
Are you a celebrity in that circle? Like when you walk through like the convention, are they going to be like, "Whoa, that's Rob.
Yeah, he goes.
He
I
he's dope."
Do you need security?
think, I'll definitely have 20 security guards at least.
Like Mayweather, just walking through a convention in Chicago like Floyd Mayweather.
I'm gonna roll around like D. I'm not as big as D, but
I wonder. Like I feel like people in that scene have to.
Everyone knows Rob.
You got to be the guy, right?
yeah, I would say in that community, I'm probably known.
That's cool.
So Dee and I grew up collecting cards. We used to go to card conventions when we were teenagers.
They were disgusting.
We would go to the Airtel Convention Center in the Valley in Woodland Hills.
Yeah.
And if I were to rewind and think about who was there, other than us like teenage kids trying to flip cards,
Yeah.
it was a creepy population.
Old, disgusting people.
Because think about what Rob said. He said he traded cards and then he found girls.
Yes.
So I feel like the people who are accessible to girls phase out, and the guys who can't, they stick around. You know what I mean? But then, if you're lucky like Rob, you get to come back.
Yes, because Rob mentioned he's like, sounds like it's going to be a fun time, and I'm thinking to myself,
Oh, that's what
Rob's been everywhere. Rob, we've partied with Rob in Miami and all over the world.
Yep.
And I'm like, I actually don't think it's going to be that much fun.
I think it's like streetwear is now the card convention. It's the new Complex Con.
Yeah. But if you're passionate about it, I mean, think if there was a crypto convention in Chicago, that's probably what it is to
There's
Rob.
a crypto convention in Miami.
Well,
June 4th,
they're a little
5th.
smarter about where they choose their locations.
So just to kind of harp on that point, Dee and I and Eric Weiss and his brother used to go to a card store every single day, every summer.
Yeah, I had that run too. I keep wondering if there's anything in there in my childhood closet.
And the guy who owned the card store took a 14-year-old Dee and an 11-year-old Anand to go play golf. Like, what psychopath is taking a 14-year-old?
He never found girls.
And by the way, like,
He just found little
no
boys.
offense, Mom, you just kind of let us go.
What about your mother? How did you
Like,
just let
what
that
are
one
we
fly?
doing golfing with a middle-aged man?
I don't listen.
And no cell phones.
No cell phone. So you're just
Did
gone.
your parents? Did you guys have sleepovers with Michael Jackson too?
This was their Michael Jackson. His name was Mike. He worked out at the car
But like,
shop.
if you think about that in 2021, that is insane.
Insane.
Yeah.
That we just went and like golfed for a day with
Yeah.
him.
You know what? That's just a testament to how great the baseball card community is.
Yeah.
Good, solid people.
Solid people. Nothing
Solid
happened.
people. Nothing happens.
The Boy Scouts can't say the
Yeah,
same.
I was never touched.
No. Look but don't touch.
It's a good old day on the course. You know, drama, you're in the golf community.
I know,
It's a safe
bro.
place,
I
right?
know. It is. It is very safe.
I think the community is definitely involved. It's like now it's a lot.
Rob's like, yeah, I'm not
Rob's like,
golfing
yeah,
with
I've got a
12-year-olds.
9-year-old that I'm doing a back nine with.
Why are you in Puerto Rico?
Are you running from something?
Oh no. Oh man. That's what's funny is I wonder if there's any of those old like baseball card owner guys that like are rich now.
Oh, dude, the market's gone insane. You think about it. This Mantle that was 2 years ago, 2.88. Before that, it was 30 grand. The last time it sold before that, I think it was 36 grand. So
Wow.
these
I
guys
wonder
have
if,
made a lot of money.
Do you think maybe all the baseball card shop owners are getting out at like the 30 grand and then it's the used that are coming in and trading for the millions? You know what I mean?
It's like with art, it just keeps, if it's in demand, then it just keeps moving up.
Yeah.
But everybody, all the dealers that I've talked to, everybody always says, I've only regretted selling. I've never been excited about selling because it just keeps going up. Everything must come down, but over time, there's an old saying, I don't know what Apple stock's going to be in 10 years. I just know I want to own it now.
Yeah. I feel like I might be kind of ignorant to the fact. I looked at trading cards as like a new phenomenon. Like, oh, trading cards were like an old thing that people used to kind of trade or maybe for small amounts. And now it's like a trend. But that's wrong, right? Has it always been a thing, but now there's just a little bit of extra mainstream attention on it? Is that accurate?
Yeah, it's always been there. Like I said, it's outpaced the S&P 500 every year.
Yeah.
You know, you think about it. Let's say there's, I don't know how many the numbers are, but let's say there's 25,000 collectors before this whole boom. And, there wasn't a lot of them. So let's say it's 25,000. Well, now the boom, it's in the news every day. You've got the celebrities coming in, the athletes coming in, wealthy individuals. You've got Mark Cuban investing in the space in a big way. You've got all these guys investing in the space. So now does that 25,000, remember the same supply, does that 25,000 go to 1 million or 500,000 or whatever? And if it does, now that supply, stays the same, but the demand just keeps increasing.
Yeah.
So
that's really interesting.
That's where prices rise.
And is there a boom in soccer players' cards? Because I would think with the international money, especially Middle Eastern money, they buy all the teams in Europe anyways.
They don't buy the cards, they buy the teams.
Yeah, probably levels to this.
You collect the cards, I'll collect the players.
But you're right. Yeah, soccer's booming. I've got a small allocation of my portfolio of soccer, Mbappe, Christian, this American player, and a couple of Ronaldos. But and I've got a bunch of unopened boxes. And soccer's Europe isn't really a massive collectors at the moment. It's growing, but if they pick up steam, that's another big population that's going to start buying. So that's where the thoughts are. Those cards will go up as well.
And so when you think about baseball cards now, is this money you would have invested in real estate, stock market, or businesses? Or is this like where is this?
This is he couldn't go to the club for a year because of a pandemic. So he spent it all on Mickey Mantle.
Yeah, it's I wouldn't recommend anybody putting 20% of their net worth into anything like this. I would say take a small piece of your net worth and put it in there. I didn't put a lot. I think it is risky, like anything, but it's.
But to Dee's point, because I like that question, like where would, had trading cards not existed, where would this money have went? Like, this would have been real estate or maybe crypto or just something else like that to you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Or maybe art.
Exactly.
Got it. And why are you in Puerto Rico?
Logan Paul, are you at Logan Paul's training camp, or
are you part of are you fighting somebody?
Are you a Maverick Club member?
Yeah, exactly. That's he's making me dinner. He's my new chef.
I mean, with the amount you're spending, I don't doubt
making
it.
that kind of money.
Yeah.
It's an incredible place, but it's also there's great incentives for the government's giving to move here. So it's 0% capital gains, 4% income tax. And it's not as easy as it sounds. They want to rebuild Puerto Rico and do great by it. So, but it's great incentives. If you sell a business or sell a stock or sell a baseball card, it's 0% capital gains. It's amazing.
And so how many, I noticed on your Instagram, you're very clearly saying, I am based in Puerto Rico. Is that to make sure that people know that you are seriously a resident? Is that?
Yeah, I mean, you could play the game. You have to be here 183 days, 6 months and 1 day. So you can play the game and try to sneak it and not. But and initially, my plan was to be here 6 months and a day, or as close to it as possible. But once you get here, the place is incredible. I mean, you've got great weather all the time. You've got the community that I live in is amazing. It's it's a Ritz-Carlton reserve property. There's 4 reserve properties in the world. It's their ultra premium Ritz property. So you live at an amazing community, and it's way better than I ever imagined, to be honest. So
wow,
there's a lot of people with similar interests, and
it's amazing. The community here, it's a majority of billionaires, so it's just, you're at the hot tub and you're talking to amazing guys and gals that are intelligent. Every dinner you go to, you learn something, you get inspired by something. I mean, it's an incredible community of people. Because of that, though, again, supply and demand, the inventory of houses within this community have skyrocketed. You can't find a house to buy. You can't find a place to rent. I mean, a house, a tear down when I first moved here was $1 million, and it just sold for 10 million. What is that? It's insane.
It's better than baseball cards.
Yeah.
Wait, so did you move before the
market.
pandemic or during? I forget.
So I was planning on moving before, and then the pandemic hit. So I actually got down here in May. So during the pandemic.
Wow. That worked out great.
I would imagine all these Biden tax proposals got to be great for Puerto Rico real estate.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm telling you, the supply there's just no supply. I have a friend who was renting, and his rent came ended, and the landlord wanted 3 times the amount.
Wow.
So he's like, "Screw this." It's crazy.
And so, you foresee yourself being there longer term.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
No regrets.
They
So you
smile.
don't like in my mind, I think okay, well, if I did something like that, I would probably get down there and after a few months, you'd be like, I kind of miss, my daily whatever. You don't miss it at all.
No, we've got 2 golf courses. They're adding a third. We've got obviously a lot of gyms, a lot of tennis courts, 6 restaurants within the gates. I kite surf now, which is crazy. It's dope. You got pools, beach clubs. They're adding our own 500-acre farm. And then, so it'll be all farm to table. We're gonna have a go-kart track. I mean, we're gonna have horse stables. We'll have our own cows.
It's kind of dumb, but you used to run into Elon Musk in your neighborhood. That's not happening anymore, is it?
I mean, here, there's such incredible people. I mean, it's it's a good vibes here. You guys would like it.
Have you run into any random LA folks? You're like, whoa,
You're down here?
fancy to see you here.
Isn't John Geiger out there?
Yeah, John is here.
He lives there?
Yeah, he moved there.
Wow.
Yeah, you've got LA people. Yeah, you've got obviously Logan's moved here. Or I don't know if he's living here officially, but you've got a lot of people. Peter Schiff. I just ran into him at a party the other day. We got a lot of good people here.
Fine people. Okay.
Puerto Rico.
You guys would like it. I think you guys would you'd like it, especially this
Group
time.
chat from Puerto Rico.
If you were 21,
it.
I could see I don't know if it's really, but you guys have lived such an incredible life and seen everything. And I think this would be a good vibes for you. There's no better place for kids than this place.
Wow.
Hey, I must say, the way you're describing this is we've come a long way from Donald Trump shooting paper napkins like a basketball at the Puerto Rican population post a natural disaster.
Yeah, you're right.
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico. Oh my gosh.
You guys are all going to move here. I'm telling you.
I'm into it. Especially golf. You had me at golf.
You had your golf.
2 golf courses.
I'm there.
Oh my God.
6 tennis courts. I'm there.
And if you had kids,
We'd be so fit.
great schools.
Do you know how fit and rich we'd be? And tan. Oh my gosh.
You would.
All right. Well,
good
amazing,
stuff, man.
amazing to see you, Rob. It's just, I don't know if I'm going to make the baseball card convention in Chicago. So
Yeah, let us know when you're, spending one of your 5 months and 29 days back over this way.
Buying an NFT, and then we'll meet up in Chicago.
Get in the game.
where do you buy the NFT? On what site again? On Rarible?
It's on Rarible. Yeah.
Okay.
So mine's just rarible.com/Rob G.
Rob G. Okay, cool.
Let's
I'll
sell
check it
that
out.
thing out. Let's go.
There we go.
All right.
Might have a buyer for you.
Yeah, I really like what you're doing, Rob. I think it's innovative and different. It's very easy to get sucked into all the things that everyone always wants to do. But I think the baseball card was a bold move. And now seeing the NFT thing you're doing. And I like that you're embracing all, kind of the trend as opposed to kind of sitting back and, doing the things that you probably felt comfortable doing.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, it's been fun. It's been a great hobby and kind of just gives you that release from work. So, and that was the thing. The last time I did Drama's podcast was I think my first podcast I ever did. It was before I bought Dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember talking to you about that.
Yeah.
I remember talking to you, I think even over a year ago,
Playa.
about just how hard it is to just be in the apparel business. And we were talking about staff and finding reliable people and just all
You
that.
told me before I bought Dope, don't buy clothing.
Yes.
And I should have listened. What a pain. I mean, I sold the clothing trademarks last year, so I'm out of clothing. Thank
Okay.
God. But life got way better.
Yeah. You moved to Puerto Rico.
Yeah, look at him now, man.
Look at that hat.
It's a testament to getting out of the clothing
The guy's
industry.
wearing a vacation hat,
Yeah.
and it's like
24/7.
Tuesday.
Yeah. Oh,
Dude,
it's good.
I kite surfed already today. Played golf. I mean, it's a good day.
Oh my gosh.
That's amazing.
All right, good stuff,
How's
man.
business for you guys? Clothing business. I mean, congrats on the Revolve deal. That's amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, we're definitely getting the momentum back. Like March felt like a normal month. April felt like a normal month. May's feeling like a normal month. I think the fact, especially in our business, so much of our customers go to work and travel. And so now that that's finally normalizing, we're seeing like all that momentum. Last year it was all about athleisure and masks and stuff like that. So we got through the year like that way. But today it's like, okay, we're back to work. We're going out to dinner again. We're traveling. That's our guy. Like our guy is out.
Yeah. No, it's great clothes too. But you also crush it, with the face masks, and you guys stay ahead of the game too. You guys are crushing it.
I don't know, but I'm on the Puerto Rican
we're
train
not,
though.
yeah, it's
We
a
didn't-
little different.
I didn't kite surf and golf today.
Yeah.
Anand should move to Puerto Rico. He's about to have a
Yeah, you're
humongous
right.
exit. You
You're
should
right.
leave.
You should
should
get
leave
out
right
of
now.
here.
You have
What's capital gains?
Zero.
Zero.
Oh,
You know what's
zero.
more than zero? Anything.
You got to get to Puerto Rico, man. Call Rob right now.
But the problem is, you can't just, so you have to look at it, because a lot of guys like, oh, let's move there and then exit. So you do have to do it the right way. And let's say that you've owned something for 4 years and you sell it. You've lived in Puerto Rico for 2, but you lived in California for 2. So total 4 years, but 2 and 2. Well, you still have to pay California 50% of those taxes. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and it
Yeah.
makes a lot of sense. So I have
But
to move
you
to
can-
Puerto Rico for 12 years.
I think it's worth it. It would
But
be-
you can also, you can pay tax hoping that, you can sell it to yourself. There's different ways to do it. You can pay tax initially, and then if whatever gain after that,
You got a guy.
Yeah, there's a guy. There's a lot of guys.
Yeah, Puerto Rico has a lot of guys.
Are you getting any Miami, like, oh, maybe I should move there as well, or that's off the table?
I mean, why would you pay? I mean, that's federal tax is a big tax. That's a big tax. So, I mean,
Okay.
if you're going to move,
So you
might
just
as
went
well-
all the way.
Yeah, he went all the way.
Yeah.
Miami's
why would you
still
I mean,
expensive.
You're going to save 13.3% in California, but federal is the big one. And honestly, I think Puerto Rico, now that I'm here, it's a better lifestyle than Miami.
And do you ever just you shoot up there to hang out for a weekend, or what do you do if you feel like catching a vibe, or have you not really felt that hunger?
Yeah, I'm going to the Bahamas, soon. You just pop out, just if you want to take a little trip, you just get out of here and enjoy yourself. But dude, you live at a freaking rich reserve. Like everywhere else you go, you feel like you're slumming it. I went to Palm Beach and stayed at this amazing hotel, and I'm like, this is a piece of
Mar-a-Lago?
shit compared to that.
He's a guy to swim the Mar-a-Lago. Place is disgusting.
So good. All right.
Oh my God.
Well,
You
thank
should
you,
just
Rob.
come out. You stay at the hotel for a little bit. We'll, stay at my place. Well, I'm building a place here. So, once that's done, you guys obviously stay there too. And
Great. I'm going to bring the kids. Man, everyone's
love it.
coming.
Soak it in. Yeah.
they'll love it. I mean, I'm telling you, once your kids come out here, there's this sandbox. It's massive. There's this, every little thing moves. There's another pool that you push buttons and shoots. It's crazy. These kids are insane here. They ride around their golf carts. They go to a restaurant, put their little member number in.
Oh my God. Those kids must be little
my God.
assholes.
Yeah.
Imagine growing up like
Yeah,
that.
imagine then you come to America and you're like, what?
What the fuck?
I
They're
guess we're
so
gonna pay for this.
respectful. The kids are so respectful here and well-mannered because you think about it, they're around just smart, hardworking, like a good group. And so the kids are good. They're well mannered kids.
I want to see him
Dude,
navigate
I'm
an
telling
LA
you.
7-Eleven.
How to make a real man out of you.
Uh-huh.
I should get paid from Puerto Rico. They should pay me for being a promotion here.
Yeah, you absolutely should. This
Yeah,
is
you-
literally like a Puerto Rico ad, and I love it.
Puerto Rico Tourism Board.
It is. Yeah, this
Visit
episode
Puerto
is
Rico,
brought to
your
you.
new destination.
I mean, I'm afraid to walk home at 5 p.m. from the office.
Yeah.
This guy's talking about kite surfing.
Yeah, he's talking about pushing buttons and pools and jets flying out. Good stuff, man.
Oh, man, so good to see you.
Thank you, Rob. Great
I
to see
can't
you,
wait
man.
to see you guys in person.
Yeah.
definitely.
100%.
Let's do it soon.
All
So
right.
let's do a little reunion in Puerto Rico or Chicago, wherever you want to.
Yeah, I'll probably.
I'm more of a Puerto Rico
guy.
Chicago just not nearly the same.
Let's get Brian to open up some restaurants out here.
You get a Delilah, Puerto Rico.
We'll never
Ooh,
see you
Game
again.
over.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
Puerto Rico seems
Let's
like a
go.
Brian place.
Big time.
He would love it.
He loves reading and tanning.
Yeah. You won't
he
see
could
him
just-
on the kite surfing course.
No.
but-
No.
Oh, he'd love it. Well, thank you guys so much for having me. It's been an honor to be here and so nice to see you.
yeah,
Proud of
man.
you
Thank you,
all.
Rob.
You guys have been
Yeah.
crushing it. Proud of you.
Yeah. You too, brother.
Thank you, Rob. All right. Good stuff. I might move to Puerto Rico.
It's not a bad idea.
Pretty enticing. He looks happy.
Yeah, I mean, Anand should definitely move to Puerto Rico.
Anand should 100% move to How does it work if you have stock in a company?
Same thing.
Are you still paying the long-term gains for how long you've owned
No, you
shares?
pay capital gains.
Well, that's what I mean. Sorry. Long-term
Yeah.
capital gains for how long you've owned the shares while living in California? Or
That's
is it just
what-
when you...
What Rob alluded to is that if you've held the stock for 10 years, you have to live 10 years in Puerto Rico.
That's annoying. That's bad for
Well,
Anand.
you're by 50, you'll be back.
By 50.
By 50, you'll be tan, rich.
Really?
I think I'm
hopefully
10 enough.
fat. Yeah, but you'll be golden. Just saying, think about it. I'm definitely thinking about it. Golf is what really got me.
I mean, I'm definitely going to visit.
It sounds
It's
like
all
a
about the
great
gates.
It sounds like a great
I wanna get behind
vacation
those
either
gates.
way.
Yeah, I just want to wrap my head around visually what is happening there.
Yeah, just
I want to see it.
tax savings and orgies.
And cash just rain from the skies. Okay, let's talk about some news. Let's talk about the opposite of orgies and cash. Chrissy Teigen.
Yeah.
My impression was Chrissy Teigen was like everyone's favorite tweeter.
Yeah.
Apparently, after I looked at this story a little bit, not totally. Like, there's a lot of people that also really dislike her. And someone has brought up some old tweets of hers.
Yeah.
Where she apparently like hated this woman named Courtney Stodden.
Yeah.
And she was like just going in on her.
Yeah.
It's pretty old. It's like 2011 or something
Yeah.
like that.
So Courtney Stodden at that time was like 16 years old.
Who was she? Like a reality TV show personality?
Yeah, I don't know. She's famous. I just don't. I'm unclear to me.
I think she was like a reality TV person. or
Okay.
something.
Yeah.
Okay. So she didn't like her. And so she was just like tweeting the most insane shit to her.
Yeah. She pretty much told this woman to kill herself. Go to sleep forever. Like, it's pretty aggressive.
She was 16.
16. And I don't know how old's Chrissy Teigen? She's
About
36,
16,
right?
Yeah, I think she's around my age.
35. So she was 25 years old when she said that.
young.
So, she is a very outspoken person,
Yeah.
has a lot of opinions. And when you do that and you...
Well, more than just having opinion, she's woke.
yeah.
Is
She's
she, like, super
unequivocally woke.
Is she?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
This is the problem. When you go unequivocally woke, you can't have skeletons in your closet.
that is a problem.
Yeah, that's why it's nice to be like Matt Gaetz will probably still be a congressman after getting all these charges.
Wait, what? What?
Matt Gaetz,
Yeah.
his colleague, associate,
Yeah.
pleaded guilty for sex trafficking.
Yeah. But did he inform on him?
So I think we're finding out
Yeah.
all the details now.
Sorry,
but
I was
But, like-
hadn't got an update on that story.
but no one's gonna recall Matt Gaetz. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
he's gonna skate free.
Is that what you think though? You think, or do you think he's going to get Tekashi 6ix9ine and his boys is going to rat him out and he's screwed?
I mean, that world of politics
Yeah.
and the party he's with,
Yeah.
they're okay with it.
Yeah. You're right. Well, he's not woke.
No,
So you're protected.
he's very slick.
He's sleep forever, like Courtney Stodden. I don't look. I don't really know what to do here. I'm not that informed. I don't like this habit that we have of digging up things that are so old and punishing people for them. Like I thought when they did it to like Kevin Hart and stuff, it was a little annoying. I feel like people do sort of like grow and change, and we should give people credit for that. But if you are like a big call-outer,
a lot of call-outs.
yeah, I don't know if you're safe
So
here.
her cookware has been pulled from Macy's, Target, and Bloomingdale's immediately.
Sheesh.
So her like professional career is severely impacted. My guess is if you're a fan of hers because of her outspokenness, you got to be disappointed, right?
I saw some reactions that were like, thank you, like, this is the apology I wish all celebrities gave. You've grown. Like her real fan, I don't know. It seems like a lot of people are still supporting her.
Yeah, I'm sure she has a lot of support. She's a very polarizing figure, because when you talk to like an average person on the street and you say the name Chrissy Teigen, there's only two answers. I love her, I hate her.
Yeah. I didn't realize. I thought everyone loved her. I thought she was like this like fun.
I think in
edgy.
our little bubble, people might like
that's
her,
my bubble.
but I think when you go outside of it, like
because it's the lecturing. People don't like to get lectured
She
by
lectures.
celebrities. Yes.
Oh man.
Professor
Teigen. Yeah, that's rough. I don't know, man. Like I said, that's where on surface level, that's where I stand. I don't, it's unfortunate that anyone would ever say that to anyone, especially on Twitter. I think back in those days, people didn't realize
what was happening.
Twitter's around forever and like what you were doing. But at the same time,
she was a bully. Man,
if you're 25 telling someone to slit their wrists, you're old enough to understand the gravity of that. It's not 16.
Yeah.
I'll give people under 18 a pass. Honestly, under 18, I get it.
I don't even say college. I'll give college a pass.
Yeah.
But the thing
People
is, like,
are just a mess in college.
But do you think that like we should be able to throw back to any time above 18 and you're at any time you can be held accountable for anything you said in the last 20 years?
I mean, who are you saying? Like, do you mean society?
Yeah, I'm saying like, isn't that just kind of strange that we do that now?
So I think
like no one cares about like Kevin Hart, and then you get asked to host the Oscars, and it's like, well, no, he made a gay joke. Like I don't know. That part seems.
Yeah, and I think that will change over time, because it's like, yeah, Kevin Hart, didn't get to choose to do the Oscars, but his career still went on.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so.
But that's only because he's
that good.
Such a big star and like so good at staying out there. Like those people didn't want his career to keep going.
Yeah.
I
don't know. I think it's going to be a big challenge, because we're going to continue to have these issues. But I think it really starts with like how we handle the political discussion in the country, is because that's what's driving these things, right? Like if you're considered one party, then all fair game on anything you ever done in the past. If you're considered another party, they'll be like, hey, he did it when he was a kid. It doesn't fucking matter.
It was last week. Do you remember what last week was like? It was cold.
You bring up a good point. At what point are you supposed to be canceled?
Well, how do we treat this? Because look, I agree. I'm not by any means saying that what she did is like, oh, all good. Like it's fucking insane and terrible. But yeah, like at what point?
So I'll tell you what I actually honestly believe the way the world works is, if you're extraordinary at what you do, you will be given a pass.
Oh, that's for sure.
So you have to be extraordinary.
That's like Robin Hood.
Yeah, and I think I mean,
products too good.
Yeah, products too good. And then if you are that person and you have some skeletons in your closet, then people will be disappointed, but they'll move on.
Yeah.
If you are not extraordinary, then you might be screwed.
Like imagine if I walked in here today, I'm like, remember that night at LAX in 2010, and you said to me like, fuck you, and come get in the car, white boy. You'd be like, what?
Yeah.
Like maybe, I don't fucking know. Like I was an entirely different person. You know what I mean? Like I just, that's what I wonder.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do think like there should be some accountability there.
Yeah.
And it's also a sign of the times in the terms of everything's permanent record now.
Yeah.
The way young people communicate, post, live their life.
Yeah.
Everything's on TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat. social media. So it's all permanent record. Think about all the things, our Monday night Fantasy Factory episodes that we would go to Dee's and just get blacked out. I'm sure we said plenty of stuff that we would have.
A lot of unsavory things were said.
Yeah, that's what it's just. I don't know.
That was what 2010.
Yeah.
Every Monday night we would go have copious amounts of
Monday
alcohol.
night. That would have been insane.
30 shots.
What world was that?
30 tequila shots and go on with your day.
That's what I'm saying. There was plenty of those times.
Yeah.
But that's what I wonder. I mean, there's probably even stuff I said to people dead sober.
Yeah.
It was just disrespectful. Like, not because I didn't know I was a kid. Yeah. Or even at 25. And I just wonder, that to me is a very 2021 problem, which is, yes, that was wrong. She shouldn't have said that. At the same time, totally different lifetime.
Yeah.
Now, I do agree with you on in that once you jump into like the woke.
Yes, I think that's what she's getting punished for.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, everyone's like, oh, you hold yourself to such a high standard and then hold everyone else to such a high standard, but look where you are.
That's true. Because she did go hard on like Trump and stuff, right?
Trump, everybody. Look, she just goes hard on a lot of people. And I think when you put yourself out like that, you're going to get the wrath when you make a mistake. It's just, that's why I don't think it's not blanket for everybody. I think there'll be plenty of people that...
Like, do you think if Dave Chappelle had tweets from 2011, anyone would give a shit?
No.
Doesn't even matter what he said in 2011.
Yeah. But he's extraordinary at what he does. You have to be great.
But he also doesn't present himself as this guy that's...
Well, it's like how they tried to cancel Eminem, right?
Yeah.
And like it lasted 2 seconds.
Yeah, even take LeBron when he posted the cop thing and then everyone started giving him shit. All of us as his core fans were like, okay, you made a mistake, but like we're not going to be your fan, I'm sure there are plenty of people that didn't like him already and they just piled on to the fact, I don't like this guy because he speaks out too much. Yeah. But like, we don't care. Like, we're still going to be his fan.
But also it's like, I guess Chrissy Teigen, she makes all that money from him. Because I'm so like ignorant to what Chrissy Teigen even does. Because in my head, I was like, she's just going to keep tweeting. Like, what's her product? Yeah. I didn't realize she sells a shit ton of products. So this will impact her like heavily financially.
I mean, it's already been pulled from massive retailers.
Yeah, it's a tough one, man. Well, there's a few lessons here, I think. Don't be a fucking asshole.
Don't be a bully.
Don't spend your days calling other people out for their mistakes.
Yes.
Because people are going to be hunting for yours.
That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
You can't call out everyone for everything they do.
That's a good point. Okay. Well, we'll see how this one turns out, man.
Yep.
How's Courtney Stodden doing? She
seems to be fine.
Okay. Is she the one who highlighted this?
Yeah, I think so.
Damn. That didn't pan out, did it, Chris?
Yeah, and they're digging up a lot of so Dina Lohan, Lindsay Lohan's mother, was on Fox News and they were talking about Chrissy Teigen, and she's like, she doesn't have any ill will. Yeah. But apparently when Lindsay Lohan was going through her shit years ago, she said something like, Lindsay Lohan must slit her wrist every time she sees Emma Stone. Because Emma Stone obviously became this huge actress. I was like, that's I know she's trying to be funny, but like, it's just if you're going to go that route, you to Anand's point, you just can't call people out for a living. Yeah. You can't become woke. Yeah. Because you have so much of your own shit. Yeah. All right. Well, shit. We'll see what happens here. Hopefully the pots and pans make their way back to what's she selling? Cookware? Yeah. We'll see, man. I don't know. I feel like as quick as these things boil up, they also pass. But I don't know if people like Target play those games. Yeah, I think
it's too high. It's too high of stakes for Target. Yeah. Macy's, because as much as cookware she's selling, Target does tens of billions of dollars in revenue. Yeah. They can't.
And they can just slide in another celebrity.
Yeah.
I mean, go to
Logan
Amazon.
Paul, get cookware.
I don't think he's getting one.
He's eating. Look at him. He's big and strong.
Where do you think he gets all that food from? This cookware.
This paint. That's where he cooks his chicken.
Addison Rae, fine. Give her some cookware.
Like that.
She's perfect.
I mean, go to Amazon. Amazon doesn't care about those things, right? Do they? I mean,
they're a little more loose.
Come on. Okay, next up. Good news for me, if only it was 15 years ago. The University of California has announced it will not use the SAT or the ACT in admission decisions.
This is so great.
Why? What happened? Is this some sort of this is
big
wokeness or no?
So, this is an interesting thing. I saw a friend of ours post that he said, an Indian guy said that this is racist. And I read his
tweet. A friend of yours?
What?
Like someone you know?
Yeah. He said it's racist against Asian people. Because
Oh.
Asian people do
Crush it.
extremely well at standardized tests because, you know,
Yeah, it's
the
interesting.
Asian community studies really hard. And I didn't even think about that. But I was like, that's not a bad point.
Not a bad point.
He's not a bad point.
It's like the Harvard thing. Your alma mater had a big problem with that.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm torn on this because while I think it's easy to score well on these tests if you come from families with resources, like I went to SAT school and I was able to score well.
Yeah.
And I had tutors and all this shit.
Yeah.
Does that mean I should get a better chance at higher education than someone who couldn't afford those same resources? Of course not.
Yeah.
But then how do you actually,
Yeah. What's the new metric?
how do
Yeah,
you
that's the
decide who
problem.
gets into school?
What are they saying? Are they saying
They haven't said anything.
Oh, that's rough.
They don't
I
know.
have seen charts. I'm not by any means, I don't know, but I believe that I've seen charts where income correlates heavily with SAT scores.
Yeah.
You know, like it's actually like more so a measure of family income than it is if you measure it that way. Does that make
Got
sense?
it. Yeah.
Wait, say that again, sorry?
Where if you take the chart of family income for these students and SAT scores, they're exactly the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So SAT scores are more actually a measure of household income than
I 100%
Intelligence.
agree with
Yeah,
that.
because it's a growth hack, right? It's a hack. SATs, there are clear preparation courses that prepare you for that exact exam.
yeah.
They're not preparing you for intelligence in the real world. They're
You have to
preparing
go
you
to-
for that exam.
Be
How
able
can
to
you hack
afford
your
the
way?
help.
Yeah.
Got it.
You know, like you go to Princeton Review,
and
you
there's
go to.
and there's complete hacks on how to
Didn't I just say that?
yeah, no, but like
Sounds like he's copying your work.
Did you cheat on the SATs?
no, but I can tell you like I was taught enough hacks, so I think each math section was 30 minutes. And one of my close friends who scored extremely high, who was older than me, taught me in the math portion, you have to go as fast as you can, finish the entire section in 15 minutes, and then spend the next 15 minutes just checking your work. And like he's like, that's the better strategy than rather than just taking your time on each
Because you might
problem.
not finish.
You won't, because a lot of the problems are really easy. You can rifle through those
Got it.
and then focus hard on
Got it.
the ones that are a little more complicated. And it worked. I missed, I think, 2 questions on the entire exam. I had a 790
Yeah.
on the math.
So, but what's the new metric?
Because
We like you. You look bright. Come on in.
Well, that's the problem. Is so then it's essays, right? And that becomes very subjective to the person reading it. Like
It's almost like the beginning of the end of higher education, because if these exceptional kids are like, why am I going to
Yeah.
Berkeley, Stanford? I should just go and, figure out a different way to learn skills.
Yeah. That's a tough one, man. I don't know how to solve that problem, which is that naturally, when you start to have to pick, people start to game it, and people with more money can game it better, and then it gets fucked up. Like, I don't know how you solve that problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I think between crypto and tech, I would guess the extremely exceptional kids at 17, 18 have no interest in going to college.
I think if they come from money, they do. Because it's fun.
I think it depends on the type of person.
Yeah, I mean, because like I know a family that they're very well to do. They have 3 children, and all of their kids are going to top schools, and they wanted to. They didn't even because I asked them did you tell them to go to this school? Did you want them to go to that school? They're going to Stanford. One's going to Duke, and they're like, no. They literally when they were 12 years old had made up their mind that they wanted to go to these schools, right? And they're 18 and 17 years old. They're Gen Z, right? And they in their head, wanted to go to college. And I think, and we know someone else that comes in here every day. Their son's at Wharton. And he wanted to go there. And, so I think there's an enormous opportunity for those that don't want to go to college, but there's record applications in every college right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I just think there's going to be different playbooks because,
It's just a different path.
yeah, I think
There is
not
a different
going to
path now,
No,
yeah.
I mean, for example, Brex, fintech startup, they just raised $7.5 billion.
Yeah.
The 2 founders were from Brazil, had already sold the company by 18, got to Stanford. They went to Stanford for 1 year just to take accounting classes.
Yeah.
And then they were like, they weren't going to Stanford because they wanted the Stanford experience.
Yeah.
They're like, I'm going to a great school, learn accounting for 1 year, and then we're going to start this company.
Yeah, those are the exceptions. Those are
Yeah,
brilliant kids.
Most people aren't that.
Don't use that example.
But I'm saying that's going to be more common.
That it's the same as our conversation with Taylor. I think that route is more accessible now.
Yeah, I don't think if you're exceptionally bright, 15 years ago, you had to have a full 4-year degree. There was only one Zuck, one Bill Gates.
I agree.
Now there's multiple Brex kids.
I agree. It's the same as the traveling and Airbnb and working. You just can do it way easier now. But there's so many people that just want a good job.
Yeah.
They just want to do what they're told.
Yeah.
Like I want to go to the good school because I'm going to get a good degree. I'm going to get a good job.
Go
I'm
on
going to have
vacation,
a steady paycheck. I'm going to there's just people who want that.
Yeah, there's a
group.
lot of people that want that.
Yeah, not a lot of people
Not
want the
everyone
risk
wants
of,
to be Brex.
Yeah.
They just don't.
No, I agree. But I think there's enough motivated young kids that will choose not to go to college because they'll see it as a waste of time, and which wasn't socially accepted 15 years ago.
100%.
Yeah, that I
There
agree.
definitely will be a change. I just don't know what it is exactly.
Like, I don't know
And I
why
don't
you
know.
would go to an MBA.
Yeah, other than
To fuck around for 2
there's
years
so
and
many
travel.
people that like I know or that I've come in contact with or we know that like they don't have that gene of like wanting to go figure it out yourself. They want to go get an MBA because that is how you learn about business. That opens you up to a set of jobs. Hopefully you find a good one. You did it by the book.
And by the way, if you go to a top MBA program, you're guaranteed. We know there's a guaranteed
But it's going to
pathway.
be watered down, is my point.
Yeah.
Sure.
But
The
it's the same
problem
way-
is they have record applications. So
What
they-
you
Yeah,
are-
but they have record applications. Doesn't mean the quality of the students are record.
But you're literally like a guy. You're like a guy that rides a motorcycle around town, and you're like, I can't understand why anyone would ride in cars.
yeah.
Like some people just don't want that level of risk. They don't want that.
Yeah.
They don't want any of it. They
Yeah.
want to fucking be in the guidelines and do the shit by the book and hopefully make a good salary.
Most
And I
people-
also think the hiring at the most exceptional jobs are going to think about their applicants very differently now than they used to. Because
Agreed.
before it was just Harvard MBA, Wharton MBA, great, you fit the guidelines. Now it's like, okay, actually, let's think about our candidate pool very differently.
And I have to believe that there's certain jobs. I mean, I can speak for myself. There's jobs that I would hire for that I want someone who shows that they want to go by the book.
Yeah.
You don't want everyone to be an entrepreneur in a company of 30, right?
Yeah.
You want some people whose job it is to stay within the lines because they keep you in the lines, right?
Yeah.
So there'll always be a place for it. I just don't know how it evolved. But the big part I don't get is when you start to take out measurements of how you let people in, what's the new metric?
Yeah.
And does that cause a problem?
I think it does. I think picking students for the UCs, which are just great colleges in California, is going to be such a pain in the ass if there's no freaking standardized test scores. And I'm not saying SATs is a great idea. I mean, essays, dude, you could just have someone write your essay.
The problem is it feels to me like defund the police. It feels like get rid of that because that's fucked up. Agreed.
Okay.
But there's no replacement.
Yeah.
There's no, and I'm not saying the police are fucked up, but my point is like, this isn't working. It's
Yeah.
not fair. Get rid of it. And then what goes in place of that?
By
You're
the
gonna
way,
write stories
well,
and judge if kids
yeah,
tell good
short
stories?
story, poems.
Yeah. Nice poetry. Everyone's Amanda Gorman.
But and by the way, I had asked that young man Sam who sold his gym business and became an engineer.
Yeah.
He went to a company called, I don't know, I guess education system called Coding Dojo,
Wow.
and that's where he got his
That's incredible.
and got his job. Because a lot of people DM me to ask like, where did he go?
Good for him.
Yeah.
Okay, well, there you go. That's what a lot of people don't have access to, too, is just like, what's the real shit? What's stupid?
Yeah.
It's the same thing with books. Like the moment I started reading, it's amazing how many people were like, what book should I read? What book should I read?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like there's so much bullshit in when you're trying to learn. You need someone to guide you to like reliable shit.
Everything needs to be curated. People
I
don't
agree.
realize curation is so important.
I agree. Okay. Last but not least, this one hurts me. This is starting to hurt me.
Yeah.
Hurt my feelings. Kind of like Ben Affleck.
Okay.
Old Bill Gates.
Yeah.
So, it started with the bombshell announcement, Bill and Melinda are getting divorced. Oh my God. Of course, we started doing some speculating because that's what we do.
Yeah.
Now the stories are coming out. So Bill's like hitting on staffers.
Bill had to step down from the board of Microsoft last year because of an incident, and I think 10 years ago, with a staffer.
It's always that step down, man. When you get that quiet, I'm stepping down.
Yeah, the
There's
step
an internal
down.
investigation.
Bill,
And I remember vividly saying when this happened
You did.
that something's fishy.
You did.
And
And I said no. I thought no way.
yeah, because dude, these people, anytime
What about Jeff?
Which
Bezos,
Jeff?
Big step down.
we'll find out in a few years.
Okay.
Oh, so you think it's beyond just?
I'm just asking.
the
Anytime-
broken marriage.
Anytime someone steps down, it feels fishy.
Especially these.
What about Bob Iger?
Yeah,
That was a weird time to step down.
It is
This
a
is right
weird time.
before the pandemic.
yeah,
Nike guy. That was a weird one.
yeah.
We should have a list of step downs.
And Nike hired a SaaS CEO.
Seems a little weird.
Yeah.
Seems a little like someone else was a little sassy.
Yeah. And these people are such type A, controlling, all powerful. They don't want to give up power. Never.
Doesn't this feel like Melinda Gates just wants to bury him? So we get an announcement
she's-
of divorce,
Think
and
she's
now
dribbling
everything's just
stories?
getting leaked.
You think she's dribbling stories
Yes, I think so.
I think
Not that the stories aren't true. So if
Sure,
they're
sure.
true, it's fine.
Sure.
Like
I mean, they're true. I mean, the board of directors investigation said
my
it's true.
point is, it's snowballing within the course of
Well, don't-
7 days of getting divorced publicly.
Yeah,
This
'cause
is
how
a
do
lesson.
how does this get? This is nothing leaks for decades, and now all of a sudden he's Hugh Hefner.
Yeah.
The fuck?
His emails are good though. Would you like to have dinner?
Yeah, he's very. Yeah. He's not
polite.
Jeff. Jeff was a little weird.
Alive
Jeff
girl.
was a little
A
more.
live girl.
Alive
Jeff was a little more direct.
He was, and he was a little more like poetic attempted.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Bill's
Jeff
like,
was
would you
catching
like to?
feelings.
I would like to download your thoughts.
Yeah.
at
You want to
dinner."
come over and get this download?
Oh my god! Get this.
Yeah,
Let me
These
show
are-
you my windows.
I don't think it's.
Show you what's
I don't think it's a
Microsoft.
coincidence that all these stories are leaking.
Do you think these
No,
guys are
I don't
such
either.
big nerds? They don't understand like how this whole world works with women. Like they're so horny and they do it in the wrong way.
Yeah.
Like you're don't go to the employees. Just
Well, that's true.
find other routes. Like how are you that?
But what's Bill doing? Going to live? Who else is he around? He's at
I don't know.
conferences. That's why we were asking, like, who is
Surely
Bill
I
Gates
have no
here?
experience, but I know in this world there are other ways. Plenty
Yeah.
of other ways.
I
Especially
think
as a
so. Why
man
are
as
you
rich
going
as
to
him.
staff?
Pete,
Why
do
are
you
you going to
still have a-
staff?
Yeah, why do you go to your staff? Fire her. Fire her and then go, you know.
That's a good pool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I was going to talk to Pete.
But you got to go all
Yeah, Anand and I both have we have no room to talk, but I'm also not the CEO, so I think it's a little bit different.
Yeah, well, that's Anand used his power.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Found a wife.
But
Wow.
the other
Yeah, who are you to talk?
the
You horny jail. Horny jail. Bonk. Horny jail.
Hey, I didn't do anything creepy.
Yeah, no, the
Well,
problem
yeah,
would
not
be,
that we know of.
The problem would be if Anand
married
had
with
the
a
wife.
kid.
Yeah, that's
How
the
close
problem.
was that?
Yeah.
The problem is if Anand had the wife and then was talking to the staff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where you
all
get in
Bill.
trouble.
Yeah, you're right.
The other thing is it's now coming out that Jeffrey Epstein was giving him marital advice.
Oh, good.
Saying that it was you got to end
The
this toxic
Epstein
marriage.
connection is what makes this just really
I
sketch.
know. You're right.
Who
You're
released
right.
that?
Without that Epstein connection,
You just be like, it's broken marriage.
yeah, you're right.
Do we know who released that information?
I mean, it's
I
public.
mean, has that
He's
been
on
out?
the
Has that been
flight
out for a
log,
while,
right?
or is it just now resurfaced?
He's on the flight log. Well,
Because it seems very
'Cause that
headlining
started
now.
surfacing
But
surfacing
when,
like years
it came out
ago.
years ago.
We've been talking
Okay.
about this for years.
Years ago, yeah. It just was like not Bill. Like it was like, oh, that was probably a weird. He hitched a ride.
right. But now
Whatever.
it's
And
like,
then he had to
"Ooh,
publicly
he
address
was
it.
with.
He had to publicly address it and said, I probably shouldn't have done that, I think is what he said.
Yeah, and everyone just was like, whatever, it's Bill.
Yeah.
But now it seems a little different.
Oh,
The marital advice was she's too old.
Yeah.
What's Jeffrey Epstein saying for marriage advice? Come to
You,
the island.
you can get real conspirator on this. How Jeffrey Epstein died, all information he has. I mean,
Was
you could
Bill
go,
involved?
You could go down a rabbit hole.
was Bill involved in the death of Jeffrey Epstein?
I heard he got a COVID shot right before.
Before the COVID.
One former Gates Foundation employee told the Daily Beast that Bill Gates thought Jeffrey Epstein was his way to get the Nobel Prize.
Let me tell you one thing that I know for certain.
Mhm.
You don't have the smartest billionaires commingling with the guy
Yeah.
that is in such suspicious behavior without knowing he's in that behavior. Their job is to identify things and actually figure out.
Maybe at Think Week, he didn't think about that.
Didn't come across.
No, but
radar.
but like No, do you really think these guys didn't know what Jeffrey Epstein was up to? Leon Black, Bill Gates, Bill Clinton.
But isn't that the
That's
story that Melinda did know and told him to distance himself and he didn't?
Yeah.
Wasn't that one of the early stories that came out?
Or I think what came out was that she found out he was running with Epstein and she got disgusted and that started the proceedings. I don't know which one it is.
Listen, it's this one. I wish it wasn't
don't
happening.
think if you're Bill Gates, Bill Clinton, Leon Black, you're hanging out with Jeffrey Epstein without knowing what Jeffrey Epstein's up to.
Zero chance.
And also, I just don't get how it happens like more than once, because this is more than once that he was registered to be with at least Epstein, right? Like on the flight list?
Yeah.
So it was a
I think it was
multitude.
multiple.
So how not even the first
Like, one
time are you
get-
around him?
Like, whoa,
Yeah.
I can't be around
Because
because
how do you
it's
not
like
get
that
one
flight
red
was
flag from
empty.
this guy?
Yeah.
How do you not get one red flag from this guy and just put the simplest of puzzle pieces together to be like,
Yeah.
as high profile as I am, I probably shouldn't be around this guy.
Yeah.
Because
I don't get how that's overlooked.
Yeah, I don't know, man. This one, I wish.
I mean, it's
wish it
just
wasn't
like,
the
you
case.
know, when we were in our 20s going out a lot and you go to an after hours party and you're like, whoa,
I
this
shouldn't
is
be
fucking-
here.
I'm not going to.
100%.
I'm out.
I walk in.
100%.
This is fucking
Wow, this guy has no furniture.
Yes. Yep. I just literally, I pictured
weird.
myself.
He lives
in a
here?
room.
There's no
Yeah.
couch?
Yeah.
And I'm like, holy shit, this is sketch. Let's get
Yep,
the fuck
just-
out of here.
Right.
Go in, U-turn, right back out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've
And that's
walked-
like drunk at 3 a.m, not
Yeah.
like Saturday afternoon, let's get on the PJ with Epstein.
You had what, 6 hours to figure it out?
hit
Jesus.
the eject button.
Oh my God.
Or just like, hey, I'll call a plane. Don't worry about me.
Yeah. My plane's gonna come right to the side, and
Yeah.
I'm just gonna walk right
across. Little catwalk.
Gosh. That's the other thing. You don't need it.
Yeah, you don't need the ride.
You don't need the ride. You can afford the gas. Bill.
Yeah, I get it if you're like a poor rich guy.
Yeah. Or like Bill before he got rich.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
Like on the way, and he just needed the ride, and
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right. Well, listen, I hope it all pans out all right. I hope Bill's not too creepy.
Oh, Bill's creepy.
I hope we're all good.
I feel
here.
like there's going to be a lot more to come.
Yes.
It happens
Yeah.
so
Did
fast.
you also, I don't know if thoughts have been shared on this. Kids are only getting 10 mil.
Yeah, we
That's-
talked about
That's
that.
shady.
we
Yeah,
did
but
talk-
Melinda can change that now. She got
You're right.
half.
You're right.
She's like, fuck it, I'm getting him 10 billion each.
She might get more than
Check
half
that.
at this point. It just sounds like a scumbag.
Oh, man. Okay. Bill,
Team Melinda.
good luck, man. All right. There you have it.
We have some shout outs.
What do we got?
Well, here's the first one. This is a big one.
Okay.
I have gotten a DM.
Okay.
For a shout out.
Okay.
And it's Jose and Kristen, who have just gotten engaged.
Okay.
Pause for a second. You should be engaged now.
No.
Yes.
No. Oh, good thing you didn't mess that one up.
Yeah. Maybe we'll leave a bigger pause.
Yeah. You got to give him time to pull the ring out.
Yeah. Pete, edit that part and just leave it like
I get what you're saying.
She's going to propose during the...
Oh,
yes.
wow.
So congratulations,
Congrats.
Jose and
Our first
Kristen.
proposal.
Yes, and this is exciting. I wonder what we're doing now.
Sorry, we just got done talking about Bill Gates. He's like, trust me, babe. Just listen to the end.
Wow. So
Yeah. So hugs.
hugs, kisses, call FaceTime the family.
Yeah.
Um,
Send us maybe some video of how it went down.
Send us a video, send us a pic, but you guys should be engaged now.
Yeah. Well, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Say yes, Kristen.
Hopefully the Bill Gates Epstein didn't ruin
Yeah.
the
She's like, what
concept
are you
of marriage.
into?
He's like, wrong direction, guys. Wrong direction.
Oh my God.
She's like, I have to turn this off. This is horrible.
Yeah, exactly. I couldn't take it anymore. All right. Well, there we go. First one.
Yeah, that's a really big one. So congratulations, guys. And then the next one is from Shane Visram. He wants to give a shout out to his sister, Sabrina, on May 18th. And she's an attorney down in South Florida. Business must be booming.
Booming.
And she is Indian,
Nice.
entrepreneur,
Nice.
politically center enough for Tim to call her a conservative.
Woo.
So that's not,
So she
that doesn't
believes
say much.
in business should be for profit.
Yes. Thinks Jeff Bezos should be the supreme leader of all things. We agree there.
Yeah.
But she hates tequila.
I like that.
That's
a
a
rough
little
one.
bit.
That
I
is-
personally don't mind that.
Ah.
D, you're gonna have a hard time with.
Yeah, I have a problem with that.
Yeah.
Sabrina.
Anand, totally fine.
Yep.
Anand's
I'm
vodka soda.
anti-tequila.
I feel like Anand, you're probably mainly a spritzer guy now.
Seltzer?
Seltzer guy.
Yeah. I enjoy a good seltzer.
Yeah.
Oh my God. And then the next one is Vic Patel. His birthday is Tuesday, also May 18th. Long time listener of the pod. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, man. Thanks.
And he got a shout out from, I think it's his boy, maybe his brother, Dee Patel.
We like that.
We like that name.
Hopefully he likes tequila.
Yeah, hopefully he likes tequila. Vic, happy birthday. Go enjoy yourself. And, maybe you, Jose, Kristen, Sabrina can all get together and celebrate birthdays, engagements.
Lots to celebrate.
Yeah.
Okay. Good stuff, man.
All
Is
right.
that all we got?
No, I got two real quick. I have one here from none other than Dre's Hype. It's been around a long
Oh,
time.
yeah,
this
Dre's
dude is
Hype.
on the streams.
Yep. We
He's
love
in the
Dre's
Slack
Hype.
group. He's
Big fan.
everywhere.
Yeah.
He just wanted to give a shout out to himself.
Oh, good for
It's
you,
his
man.
birthday
You deserve
this Thursday, May 20th, turning 22.
Nice.
Wanted to say thanks to the whole group chat team for the great content every day, especially over the last year. The memes, newsletter, and podcast, Pancapitalist now too, have been amazing. Thanks to Honest Suggestion on the pod. I did some research and found a master's program that works with my undergrad degree in accounting, and now I've been accepted into the business data analytics masters, and will be learning code. Soon
Nice.
I'll be in the fintech world.
Wow.
Don't hate me, Tim. Hope you all stay hype. Says Dre's Hype.
That's
Appreciate
all
it.
we can do, Dre. Good stuff, man.
I love how success and Tim are like
Yeah,
opposing
people are
forces.
scared to
Yeah,
say
yeah.
it.
Two things that don't get along.
I can't wait
People are
till
like, I just
someone-
got a promotion. Sorry, Tim.
Yeah, so someone comes up, I lost my job, I'm on welfare.
Tim.
Shout out to Tim. Socialism in the building.
So good.
We also got another shout out from Dee Patel. Did not put a first name, just the letter D. So Dee Patel down in Chicago, Illinois. Wants to shout out to Vic Patel.
The same one I just
We
did.
this?
Oh, nice.
Yes. So, at least you know that Tim, he messaged me that said, I don't know if Pete and Tim will get
Yeah,
this.
there you go.
Yeah, well, I got it. Don't
Yeah.
worry.
Oh, so he's out in Chicago. Great.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
I
We
know
know a
that
little bit more about the
Convention
guy.
with Rob.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit more about him.
Yeah, well, let me tell you.
Go meet up with Rob at
Yeah, it's all I really got.
right.
Well, for him at least. And then we have Kelly Garcia. She said she's happy to see Chrissy back on the newsletter. So
Nah.
great little
Nice.
newsletter this Monday about, the legend Kobe.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah, that was a great newsletter.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Good stuff.
Okay.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening. We'll talk to you on Thursday.
Sounds good.
Bye-bye.
Peace.